Good morning. Welcome to Bible for Breakfast. Today we're going to be in Ecclesiastes chapter 2. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, what Solomon does now is he reveals his accomplishments. In other words, he lays out what he's done in his life to try to find some kind of satisfaction. Now, it's interesting to me that when you work hard without the value of God in your life, then things really don't take on as great a benefit as you think they might. In other words, you're really not satisfied. And woe to the person who feels like they are owed something from God because of all they have done in their Christian life. It only ends in sorrow because that person never feels any peace or never has any joy or never receives any rest. Because if things don't work out the way they desire them to, they're miserable. And in their misery, they discount the aspect of God doesn't owe us anything. Our job is to serve Him. Why? Because we love Him. And so we have to empty our hearts of the pride and the arrogance of self accomplishment. And in doing so, we'll find rest for our soul. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I just did it because I believed the Lord was leading me. The Lord was telling me to do this. And so I did. What did you expect to gain? Nothing. I did it because I love the Lord. He's provided everything that I could possibly need, everything that I have, even the very air that I breathe. Each breath that I take is a gift of God. So let's look into this. Chapter 2, I said in my heart, come now, I will test you with mirth. Let's do a little definition here. I defined mirth. Uh, Mirth is a noun. It's amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. Interesting. I believe sometimes that people can laugh as a fool with no point to their laughter, and they laugh only to entertain themselves rather to really find any peace and pleasure in their lives. They just laugh at anything for no reason, and it doesn't make sense sometimes, and it's vain and it's empty. But surely this is also vanity, emptiness. I said of laughter, madness, and of mirth. What does it accomplish? I searched my heart how to gratify my flesh. Note that, underline that. Gratify my flesh, please my flesh. I searched how to gratify my flesh with wine while guiding my heart with wisdom. Those two do not mix. You will never find greater wisdom if you are a drunk. And how to lay hold on folly, till I might see what is good for the sons of men to do under heaven all the days of their life. Play or work. In the book of Corinthians, it says, when I was a child, I used to think as a child. Now that I am older, I have learned to put away childish things. Folly is investing in childish things. Folly, there's no end point of folly because it, again, is part of the vanity of emptiness. I made my works great. I built myself houses and planted myself vineyards. I made myself gardens and orchards and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made myself water pools from which to water the growing trees of the grove. I acquired male and female servants and had servants born in my house. Yes, I had greater possessions of herds and flocks than all who were in Jerusalem before me. I also gathered for myself silver and gold and special treasures of kings and of provinces. I acquired male and female singers, the delights of the sons of men, musical instruments of all kinds. So I became great and excelled more than all who were before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me. Seems like he's doing pretty good, doesn't it? He's achieved the goals of modern mankind. He has everything he could ever desire. He has the money to buy anything that possibly pops up in his mind or in his heart. I'll take that. I can afford that. Whatever my eyes desired, I did not keep from them. I did not withhold my heart from any pleasure, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor. And again, there's two ways to look at this. The heart was glad because he was able to do it, or the heart is deceitful. Who can know it? Could this be the aspect of a lusty heart that finds no satisfaction in anything but give, give, give? Or get, not give, 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 get. And this was my reward for all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had done, and on the labor in which I toiled. Indeed, all was vanity and the grasping for the wind. There was no profit under the sun. Remember, Jesus told the parable about the man who basically had the same idea here. He said, "I've got so much, I'm going to tear down my barns and build new." And the proverb goes, "Thou fool, for tonight your life will be required of me, and then who shall attain all your goods?" Then I turned to consider my wisdom and madness and folly, three aspects of his life. Only one of them is beneficial, and that's wisdom, and if it's only the wisdom of God. For what can the man do who succeeds the king? So he asks a rhetorical question here. Only what he has already done. Well, he's following the king. The king has established the kingdom. All he has to do is come in and resume ruling as the king would have. So he says, there's not a whole lot I can do. Then I saw that wisdom excels folly. Aha, here we go. Wisdom is wiser than folly. Wisdom has more purpose than folly, for folly is self absorption. Wisdom is achieving the knowledge of God. Then I saw that wisdom excels folly. Look at as light excels darkness. Little story that a guy told me one time that he had a little child, and when it was time to go to bed, uh, he would go in and he'd do the bedtime routine, pray with her and minister to her. And then as he was leaving, his little daughter would say, "Daddy, will you turn off the light?" Well, turning off the light meant that the darkness then excelled. But to see what's going on, to understand the picture of the room, to have direction, to be able to judge what's going on, we need the light. The darkness does not benefit us unless we're just going to sleep. But then the light gives us guidance, it gives us direction, it gives us the ability to see detail in our lives. So the light is beneficial for us. We need to, as Jesus said, walk in the light. I am the light, he said. Walk in the light, walk in me. Allow me to be your guide and give you wisdom and understanding. All right, well, we're going to end there this morning. Ecclesiastes, a little bit different approach than the Proverbs or the Psalms, but I think there's some good things in this for us to grasp and hold on to and allow the Lord to give us wisdom through. So may you consider what we've read this morning. May God give you direction and wisdom in your life, that your understanding will become deeper and richer and more fuller. Amen. Amen. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow.